Peter Beck is a area businessman in a missile and start pad in New Zealand who has permit for air transportation each 72 several hours for the following 30 year. The 25 satellites his company Missile Lab has started up involve one of a U.S. top high school that intended a space vehicle to action the ambience of Jupiter. Mr. Beck has no plans for humane goods and he does not wish to go to area. I'm the head engineering of a missile business. I aware each slight item how can go incorrect, he told Mr. Beck tell at the TED meeting in Vancouver, wherever area has been a hot theme. Down there are at low 2 women astronauts on the convention delegates inclusive, consisting one who took her watercolor set to the World Area plant to undergo the period. TED attracts technology billionaires who could provide to be area tourists, but Mr. Beck has his eyes on ELS award. The area basis has prediction how the World Area production will be cost $720 bn, £552 bn, by 2030, in lot of the increase upcoming of launch satellites. Satellites utilized to be the amount of high school buses, but now they include shrunk to the amount of microwaves and how creates a requirement for little missile strike to start them, told Mr. Beck. It expenses about $7 million to start Missile Laboratories' free electron missile of its basis in New Zealand. So distant, it has finished 5 missions to supply various payloads to particular orbits. Its largest ladder was for the Pentagon's Defense Progressive Study Projects Agent, DARPA. Time Missile Lab is already launch missile strike, lot some firms are competing to competitive, consisting Maiden Orbital, a sibling business to Richard Branson's Occupant Missile. Area is tremendously difficult, down there are lot of considerations love infrastructure facilities and regulatory so down there are enormous impeding to incoming the marketplace, told Mr. Beck. In spite how, he believes we are announcing a new age of area entrepreneurialism. If a top high school can construct a space vehicle and put it in orbital and do significant scientific, later we very include democratized area. Missile Lab is now house a other start pad in Virginia in the US and is though examining a tertiary one in Scotland. It may not occur since Scotland might not include the order path for the missile strike he is necessary to start. Human beings believe area is fair up, but while you put thing in orbital it is not so lot up as about, he told. Missile strike requirement various trajectories to hit the proper orbits, depending on wherever in area they wish to be, and the website in Scotland could do launches facility. For the period creature, Missile Lab is concentrating on its US website, that is due to be finished in September. As more than satellites are shipped in orbital, so the requirement to pure up area rubbish that can break them gathers step. It is alleged how down there are already almost 26,000 objects orbital the land and while they know much longer job, they be float and potential hazardous nonsense. TED Comrade Morabaya wants to gear the issue and has intended Astriograph, an outdoor database that brings along repeated source of data to display area objects. He is hoping how it can be utilized to assist report policy making in next. Mr. Beck agrees how present regulatory of area is sadly inappropriate. While a lot of the laws were created, we mind it would just be governments setting things in orbital and the rules are not intended for the large inflow of lot of companies, he told. Area is really world and time seas and airspace include boundaries, how doesn't job in area? A space vehicle can't cunning a nation, physical science win T enable it.